G'day, guys. Welcome back to Supercoach with DR and welcome to the Round 14 review. Hope you've had a cracker of a weekend. For me, as you can see, not the best of rounds. Down in the ranks for the first time in, I reckon, 5 weeks. I've seen some red arrows, 260 spots. Not fantastic. Now sitting at 1,391. In saying that, we've all got a really tough buy round. This was mine this week. Only 18 on field. If you had, say, 20 to 21, you had a big advantage on me this week because you could have dropped off a few of those dud scores. Unfortunately, I was stuck with every score that my player dished out, and there were a few absolute stinkers this week. In saying that, there were some heroes. Bont, it was meant to be crook this week, but the great man came out and went bang with a 160 plus. The only issue with that is the fact that everyone seems to have him in the top 1%. What you're really after at this stage of the season is for your pods to be firing. I had someone like a Bailey Dale who went okay, which was all right. But yeah, all in all, a pretty down week for me. But that's all good because I'm hoping after trades this week, I'll have close to a completed side, basically completed, I'll say in inverted commas. That's with someone like an Alex Sexton running at F6 for now. Some people think he could be a potential keeper. Some people think not, particularly when Powell comes back. So we'll wait and see. We'll talk about this when we get to the trades. Many options up my sleeve this week. Do I trade out a few of those high-priced rookies and go for one of these uber elite type primos, or try to maybe trade out a couple of dead rookies and then upgrade to another primo that's maybe not as valuable as the blokes that we'd ideally like to have, but maybe a nice option which will allow me to maybe have an extra rookie as cover for now anyway. So we'll talk about what the team's actually looking like for now, look at how I'm looking for the final buys, lock in some trades, check out the captains, and then hopefully these will be the last trades that I'll make in a little while anyway. So I hope you had a great weekend, as I said, and a big shout out as well, forgot to mention, to the Wallen Football Club. Went out and saw my good mate Jakey play on Saturday. He sure was playing for the boys as well, back in the Magpies gear. I tell you what, Jakey, close to BOG, gave Heater a nice assist about 20 metres out. Heater did an absolute Nick Martin, butchered it, but boys got a win at the end of the day, which was nice. So shout out to you guys. Really great to spend a day at the local football as well. So that's it for the intro, guys. Hope you're well. Let's see how the team's actually looking. Righty, let's get into it. So as you can see, I've got just over 106K in the bank. My final trades from last week were out Darcy Wilson. I did hold him for a week too long, but he did a great job for us all in all. Traded him out, got Billy Dowling in, so fairly happy with that. And then out went Ned Moyle. He did his job for a couple of weeks for me, made me over 120K, a couple of decent on-field scores, and I got Brody Grundy back in, and what a week it was to get him back in. Absolutely dominated, a phenomenal game from the big man. Hopefully looking to basically finalise my side this week, and probably 6 trades remaining in the bank. So we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll quickly review the side. In defence, Ryan Dacos, you've absolutely got to have. Sheasel is pushing his way into must-have territory, but he's not really doing what Ryan and Dacos are. Ryan, extremely disappointing week. Didn't watch this game, so can't really give you much context here. Dacos with a 129 just continues to dominate. What a phenomenal player he is. The Shears, as I mentioned, with the 120, super reliable now. So we're really worried when he initially went into the midfield. We thought, uh-oh, here we go. Some even traded him out, but he's now scoring like he was playing in defence anyway. So he's a phenomenal bloke, Harry Sheaslin. Really enjoy having him in the side. Dale with the 136, very, very nice from him. I think he's maybe 25, 30% owned in the top 1%. So certainly take that. The Fish, his first failure in a month, I think, 71. I'll give him a mulligan, but with McKercher coming back in, that's slightly concerning, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Martin didn't play, and neither did the other two. In the midfield, wow, what a disappointing week this was. A bunch of fake primos here, it seems like. The Bont is certainly not one of those. As I mentioned, the man was meant to be crook coming into this week and absolutely dominated. Just give this man a Brownlow, certainly deserves one. Lockie Neal, we're expecting this. He actually really hit back hard in the second, third, and fourth quarter to end up on a 70. I'm pretty sure he was on a 0 after quarter time, but we were expecting this. The windy tag, he kept to a 50 odd the week before. So I'll take a 70. I'm not happy with it, but we've got lots of underperforming primo mids at the moment, haven't we? Henny with a 141, back to his best. So super to see that. The Schlong hasn't been himself the last 3 weeks. So I thought coming back after the bye, he'll hit back hard, but didn't even reach a triple figure score. Very disappointing. Butters, another one that copped a tag. It seemed like all my midfielders copped a tag this week. A 76. Ouch, that one really hurts. Bugger you, Bedford. What's going on here? Green. Like I put a tweet out with a quick 15, 16-second clip, and it was when the GWS player kicked the ball in. Tom Green actually marked it, but Toby Green got a free kick in the marking contest. Greeny hands it over to Toby. So it just sums up what it's like going in Tom Green at the moment. An 80, super disappointing. Got like 30-odd touches. Oh, it's a tough phone. It's a bloody tough phone. Jolly Boy really hit back this week with a nice 68, and Brucey with a 58. That's okay, because when you compare that to a Lockie Neal, it's only 12 points less there, so you can't be too disappointed with Brucey. Other blokes on the bench obviously didn't play this week. Big Brody, we talked about him with a 154. Didn't have much opposition this week, but you can only play against who you play against, so really happy with that. Big relief to just finalise my ruck line here. Big Maxi, what a pairing it will be. I actually started with this pairing, which is the most frustrating thing. I always tend to stuff around too much in the rucks. I actually had it right from the start, but it is what it is. Flanders didn't play. Zorko's my vice captain with a 141. On 106 at halftime, we're doing cartwheels. This isn't a cartwheel. This is a bit of a jump for joy. Not a cartwheel. It's not that type territory, I don't think, with a 141, but very, very happy. But ended up getting tagged in the end. In the final quarter, only 80% TOG, did spend a lot of time on the bench at the end of the game. So a little bit disappointing to end, but very happy with the 141. That's all good. This was almost my favorite score of the week. And again, I can't give you much context here because I didn't actually watch the match, but Dogger Jackson with a 115. If you compare that with my other Freo plays, it seems like half my players play for Freo. He beat Ryan. He beat the Schlong. He obviously beat Fife as well. Very, very nice. So thank you very much, Dogger. In a disappointing week, a bit of a shining light. Thank you very much, mate. Fife mentioned with a 51 after the highs of 100 last week. Back to this mediocre. I'm not even going to call it mediocre. Just extremely disappointing. Again, don't know what happened. Dowling, well, he scored more than 5, so I suppose that's all good. And then Garcia and Dawson obviously didn't play. So what will we do? We'll quickly take a look at what the best side actually looks like when I've got everyone here in the park. Then we'll look to lock in some trades and then show what the round 15 side looks like. So we'll get Brucey Boy off for Walsh. We'll get Heaney into the forwards. Let's just say for Dowling for now. Being Clary on for Dowling. So many fake primos here. It's shocking. When I say I'm looking to complete my side, it's like, do you call them primos? It's hard to tell at the moment. So this is the best side I can run with pre-trades at the moment. So you got your Ryan, Dacos, Sheasel, who really, really happy with. Dale, extremely happy with as well. Then we got Fisher, who I'm going to move to the forward line. Nick Martin, question marks all over him at the moment. And then we need to, actually, I'll just do this. Oh, I'll do that, yeah. So with Fisher back there, it's the best time I can field, but I'm going to get Dawson back there for now. Into the midfield, we've got Bond, Neal, Sarong, Butters, Merritt, Walsh, Oliver, and Green. So happy, M1 to 5, and then this is just dicey here, particularly these last two. Do you call them primos? I'm not too sure, but it is what it is. Gorn and Grundy, the best rock combo in the game, so really happy with that. Very happy here with the top 3, Flanders, Heaney, jeez, I can't even pronounce his name, and Zorko. Then you got Dogger there. Very happy with him because he provides the ultimate cover. Sexton and Fife, which is actually meant to be Fisher. So the obvious upgrade I need here is the Will Dawson position. So that's what I need to do at the moment. So what are my trades going to be? What I'd really like to do and try to have a preference is by trading out some dead wood, potentially for some dead wood, to be honest, and then look to make that final upgrade in the defensive line. So 106K. The first move that I'm going to make is actually this one here. So I'm going to trade out Hall. I'm going to get rid of Garcia, and I'm going to get rid of Hall for now. The question is, who's my next bloke that I'm going to get rid of? If I go someone like a 5, I can basically get anyone I want in the defensive line. But what I'm looking to do at the moment is potentially keep on to 5 and get rid of someone like a Jolie Boy. Joel's obviously got the bye this week. He'd have a lower break even, I'd imagine. Maybe a little bit more coin to make. but Fife's that bloke that can really give you a nice game from time to time. So one thing I look to do when I'm completing my side is to get the ultimate DPP, just loops everywhere. And that's going to be the theme, I think, with my downgrades this week. So the first bloke I'm probably going to bring in is most likely out for the season. And it's my man Sad here. And I want to get him into my midfield. So I'm going to swap him into the midfield. So what this will do here is give me a link, and then I'll have DPP absolutely everywhere. The next thing I'm going to look to do is, well, what are the options here? So I could get someone without DPP that may even play this week, like just say a Hutchinson at 102k. Bang, he goes out there, and then I'm playing with about 537k. And I'm left with a defender. Now, if I don't trade out Joel at 271, I could trade out, say, a Fife instead. And that way I can upgrade to anyone here. I've already got the top two here in, well, the top three in Dacos, Ryan, and Sheasel. It's who do I go as fourth? I could get my Houston. I could get my McGovern. If I just go by average, you've also got Jordan Ridley there. So originally this was the plan to get Ridley in. But as I was sort of thinking during the week, I thought to myself, well, instead of trading out, let's just say a Hoare, a Freya, and a Brucey Boy or a Fife, I could potentially get away with trading out a Garcia, who I'm counting as a dead rookie because it doesn't look like he's getting a game anytime soon. Let's have a look at who I can trade out if I go this way. Oh, sorry, trade in if I go this way. So I can't obviously get any of these blokes here, but if you look at season average, I can actually trade in Elliot Yeo. Now, I've been against Yeo all season, don't get me wrong, but if you look at that season average, he's right up there with the best of the best. Now, durability is the big concern here. In saying that, I only need him for the second half of the season. Again, red flag. Let's go back to the cons here. He's just missed some time with a groin injury. What's the chances of that reoccurring? Pretty high. So this is a bit of a dicey move. Jeremy McGovern is a little bit out of my range. However, he's not if I trade out a Fife or a Bruce Revel instead of someone like a Hugo Garcia. Houston, yes, I'd love to have. Jordan Clark's the other bloke who I do really, really like, but a little bit of a disappointing score this week, and he does have the upcoming, what's his name, James Jordan tag. So that does push me off slightly. Jack Sinclair could be a fantastic pod, but he's got the bye this week, unfortunately. Max Holmes is another one, 575, that you could look at. I wouldn't be adverse to that. Lockie Whitfield, I just reckon he'd be a stressful own. Did play a great game this week. I was expecting him to get tagged by McEntee, so still wouldn't go there. Wanganeen Miller got the bye this week. Personal issues. Sicily's got the bye. Hinge, Lizard, I'm not interested in. Hayden Young is another option I've got up my sleeve. Ed Richards, probably not. Stewart just would not touch whatsoever. And then we're getting some real pods here. Himmelberg, I was slightly interested in. 72 from him. Not really. All right, so if we look at 5-round average, you know, who's in form here? Ridley, Sinclair, Houston, Jordan Clark, Fisher, Sicily, Ed Richards, but he's got the bye. So the bloke really I'd be looking at here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sort by highest price. So if we go down to the 537 type range, the first bloke that I can actually get in my side is Hayden Young. He's been slightly disappointing, hasn't he? But again, he's another one that I actually traded out. Gold Coast, Sydney, Richmond. 130, 65, 121, 105, 183. So it's not the worst. It's got West Coast there again. Geelong don't have a really strong midfield. Hawthorn, Melbourne. Look, he's an option with DPP. Yo's really the one, I think, for me. Break even of 79. He's got Essendon, Hawthorn and Melbourne. So look at those scores to start the season. So 96, 110, 82, 130, 157, 112, 138. 80 in that injury game where he's looking really nice. Then his comeback scores of 61, 94, so just warming into it. And then that 127 against North. He's got Essendon, Hawthorn, Melbourne, Brisbane Saints, Freo, Gold Coast, North, again, Carlton and Geelong. Scored big against Gold Coast, who he's got coming up again. He's actually scored well against Sydney. It's a dicey one, isn't it? It's a dicey one. Hinges on the bye. There's no way I'm going to Mitch Hinges there. Whitfield, Lizard, Himmelberg. All right, so if I go that way, it would be Elliot Yeo. The other thing I've got to mention here, by having Will Dawson here, that gives me some DPP down in my back line. All right, so if it's not Jolly Boy, and let's just say I go a Fife out instead, and all of a sudden I've got 622,000 to bring my defender in. And then you're looking at anyone here. You're looking at Houston, and then you've got, 47K in the bank. You could get your McGovern in, who I really like as well. Janeth actually recommended McGovern over Yo, which ultimately you'd probably go for. But again, the downside is it's Fife out instead of Freya. And long term, who knows? Jolly Boy could potentially outscore him, but Fife is a warm body this week. If it's not a McGovern, geez, we're down to a Hinge again. Your Clarks, your Holmes. I don't mind Max Holmes. I'll take a look at all these guys in the stocky. So break even of 114. You'd much rather your Holmes over Stewart, wouldn't you? So Carlton, Essendon, Hawthorn. So if you look at, just say from round 6, 98, 109, 113, 94, 104, 134, 133, and then 88. So that 88's been his floor since round 6. Lots of 100 pluses, 94, 98. Plays Collingwood and St Kilda. Do you know what? He could be a little bit of a shout as a pod there. But do you know what? I'm a lot keener on trading out Garcia over Fife, to be quite honest. I think I'd much rather do that. Oh, sorry, Freya over Fife this week. So I will end up going with my man Elliot Yeo for now. It's a risk, I know, and I've only got 22K in the bank. But we'll see what the final side's looking like. And more importantly, I'll go through this DPP that I'm talking about. So what I'll now have here in regards to the DPP is, so I'll have Dacos, Yo, Martin, who'll be able to transfer here into the midfield if need be. I'm not saying that Sard will be able to cover down back, but these guys will be able to now cover into the midfield if need be. The next link I've got there, and this is a really, really important one, and that's another reason why I actually moved on Marty Hall this week. You may think it's just a dead rookie for a dead rookie, and it is, but it does allow me to now get both Fisher and Sexton down back as cover. So although we won't get cover from Sard down back, we will get cover here with Will Dawson. So I'm covering my defense with Sexton and Fisher, and I'm also covering my midfield with any one of these blokes in Martin, Yo, and Dacos, which is really nice. If you look here in the bench, we've got Brucey Boy and Dowling. Obviously, those mid-forward loops. We've got Fife here, and they've also got Zorko, Heaney, and Flanders, who share that. We've got the ruck link here with Dogger coming in here. So really, I'm absolutely fine everywhere when it comes to DPP and when it comes to cover. So if I'm looking at this as my completed side, I've got cover on each line. The blokes that actually provide cover are Revel, Dowling, Fife, and either a Sexton or a Fisher by bringing one of these blokes on field. Now, Fife isn't the ultimate swing or extra cover that you want for the season. You'd much rather someone that's got a little bit more consistency, maybe. I'd love to have, say, a Kerno there, and I may do it. It just depends. I've got now the 6 trades with 22K in the bank. Ryan, Dacos, Sheasel, Dale, Yo, Martin, Bont, Neil, Sarong, Butters, Merritt, Walsh, Oliver, Green, Gorn, Grundy, Flanders, Heaney, Zorko, Fisher, Jackson, Sexton, loop with 5. So depending on how you feel here, yeah, it may be complete, may not. But then again, it's as easy as, say, you trade out your Brucey and your Sexton for a rookie, and that gives you Isaac Rankin if you really want there. Alrighty, apologies, guys. I just had to edit that out. About 20 minutes worth of content there. I went through all the top liners and but the internet was having a bit of a hissy fit. And I just thought, you know what? I'm giving up there. We're just going to show you what the team's looking like going into this week, and then we'll lock in some captains. So in very good news for myself, 22 on field. So really happy with that. As I mentioned, last week was a really poor week for me, but this week really hoping to bounce back, and I'll be able to drop off 4 dud scores. Hopefully I don't get too many dud scores, but being able to do that should put me in pretty good stead. So happy for this week. Let's talk about the captains. So Carlton, Geelong, that doesn't do a heap for me. Maybe Sam Walsh, but let's be honest, he hasn't been doing a heap. You got Port and Brisbane. Do they go to Lockie Neal? Does Zorko get off the chain down back? Potentially, but don't go in overly confident there. GWS and Sydney, well, GWS will probably go in with a tag here, but is it Heaney? Is it Goulden? Is it Warner? It might go Heaney there. I'm not looking anywhere near Tom Green at the moment. No confidence there. Gorn's playing at the MCG, so do you know what? Oh, sorry, I've got Grundy as well. Big Kizza. Could you go Brody against Big Kizza? Wish it was at the SCG. Potentially. It's hard to go past Maxi, so I'll go him there for now. Then we've got Essendon and West Coast. So, Zerrett, do you put the faith in him or not? You could. Freo against Gold Coast. So, Ryan, do you go back to the well? Do you go Sarong? Dog, you wouldn't. Fife, you wouldn't. This is a tough week, isn't it? Butters against the Lions. You know, you probably got Berry that's going to him. Jeez, I hate taggers. I even hate Jared Berry when he tags. He's one of my favourites. At this stage, I'm probably looking at going. I'm just not too confident on Zerrett, but I'll probably look to go Gorn into Zerrett. If not that, yeah, there's enough time in between games. Maybe Grundy into a Gorn. Flanders played really well the other week, but we know who his opposition was. Don't know if Freo leaked that much. I'll have to look at the numbers and the stats for that. So it may be a Flanders, but probably gone into Merritt for now. So that is it for now, guys. Team complete. I'm not too sure. Do you count Green, Oliver as primos? It's debatable and up for opinion there. But if we call them primos, then I'm pretty much done for now. 6 trades in the bank. May look to get an upgrade as a luxury. I'd love a 23rd. We'll see what we can do there. But as I said, guys, we'll be recording the Swordplay potty on the Tuesday night. Got any questions for our mailbag? Make sure that you wait for our tweet. It's normally at about 8 o'clock on the Tuesday night. So ask all your questions through that platform there. I'll see you for the Supercoach stock market. That hopefully will be out on a Wednesday night at the latest Thursday morning. Remember, Friday night games from now on. I am missing Thursday night football, but as a content creator, it gives me a little bit of extra time up my sleeve with that extra day, which I must admit is nice. So that's it for now, guys. See you soon. All the best. Much peace, much love. Bye.